There's a term out there that often the wealthy use that says your network is your net worth.
And so we are learning more and more about how to master money.
Welcome. No, God is so good. These will change your life.
Welcome to another episode of Mastering Money Mondays, where every week we're going to infuse a topic to assist you in your transition of one of being a debtor and or saver into a wealth creator. If you need to know what a debtor and a saver is and a wealth creator, then check out some of our previous episodes. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, Mastering Money Mondays. I am Mr. Green. I'm a private equity lender, so I lend money out. Okay, I am an investor, an entrepreneur, and a financial educator. I've been in the benefits administration space for 20 plus years, and I teach people. I help them learn about their 401ks so that they can leverage it in order to launch it into financial freedom.
Awesome. Hello everyone, my name is Cynthia Pete. I am a real estate investor. I have done wholesaling, I have done fix and flipping, and now I am building my rental portfolio. I believe I have been called to be a freedom fighter, so I fight for you and not against you. But specifically, I am called to be a financial freedom fighter. Just here to share information to help you learn about finances and become a wealth creator. And I think that's it about me.
All right, well, let's get into it. Episode 6. First of all, why do we have this show? We have it because we've been taught how to make money, right? We've even been taught how to manage money, but we have not been taught how to master money. So we, Cynthia and I, are on a financial journey, and we want to pour into you as a community as we are learning from wealth creators via mentorship. So episode 6 today, man, this is, I don't know, we're going to see where this episode goes. But today's topic is about networking. What is networking and how do you go about networking? I think this is important because wealth creators, they network, all right? Mm-hmm. They build relationships. So Cynthia, what is networking to you?
So networking is meeting and discussing with a group of like-minded people, right? Mm-hmm. For the middle class, most of us know about networking when it comes to jobs and businesses and our specific field, right? And so I think this is interesting that we have two introverts talking about networking, but I also think that's a good thing because I previously didn't like networking, but I would just encourage our audience, if you don't like networking, lean into what you like. Lean into what you love. If I have a topic and I'm there on something that I'm passionate about or curious about, then I'm more likely to network. Also, there's a term out there that often the wealthy use that says your network is your net worth. So who you hang around determines, how much you're worth, right? You hang around with millionaires, eventually you'll become a millionaire. And if you don't, then you'll remain the middle class, which is nothing is wrong with that. So that's what it means, networking to me. Also, I would just say you do your education, you do, your job, and you're even as an entrepreneur, but it is the networking that I've seen change things on a personal level. I think the jobs I've had throughout my career, a couple were through career fairs, but all the other ones were through networking.
Wow.
I knew somebody, they're like, hey, that's why networking is so important. So that's what networking is to me.
Awesome. And yes, you are right. We are two introverts that happen to meet through networking. And, the reason why is because this energy is real, Jack. This is real. Look, man, when people are in energetic alignment with one another, the law of attraction, and it's really, you're going to gravitate towards one another. Yeah. I'm very thankful and appreciative of our relationship. Similar to you, networking, been terrified of networking, right? And then I also had a disdain for it. I'm not even gonna lie, because any networking event that I went, either as an employee or even as a an entrepreneur, I just felt like people were like fake. You know, it's all about the conversations were all, and not just on, and maybe not even fake, but I just didn't see a purpose in it, because I felt like people were just putting on. Like Jesus say, put on for my city, on for my city, I put on. Like people were putting on, like just throwing out their academic accolades, things that they say that they do, but then when you really get an opportunity to really get to know them and start pulling layers back, they ain't doing it, right? And so I just thought it was a waste of time, and I was terrified, because I am an introvert and I'm terrified of large crowds. However, I say all that to say, what I've come to understand is that you have to be in the rooms, because being in those rooms bring about different kind of conversations, and different kind of conversations lead to different type of thought processes, right?
Definitely.
Just some of the things that people say that are in a place that you aspire to be. It actually puts you face to face with yourself and say, oh, okay, this is why I haven't gotten to the next level.
Yeah.
But I also like what you say about like-minded people, right? Which is where I found comfort in networking there, going to, like you say, certain events or certain things, conferences, meetings with people that have a similar mission or purpose in life. And so to me, networking is, like you said, just like that, connecting with like-minded individuals and just using it as an opportunity to get to know them, get to know them better.
Yes.
I just recently attended a networking event, and one of the first questions that a young lady who approached me asked me was, what do you do? And I just I switched that up. You know, I reverse engineered that and said, okay, instead of us talking about what it is that you do, what it is that I do, let's talk about who we are in this current moment. I want to know who you are, because the way in which I do business, people say, you know, it's not business. I mean, it's not personal. It's only business. But my business is personal.
Yeah.
I gotta have to,
especially as an entrepreneur.
Especially as an entrepreneur, I gotta feel you out. I gotta have some liking for you,
Absolutely.
to do business with you. But one of the things that I have found, because I'm not only an introvert but I'm a structured person, is before going into networking events. This has been helpful for me. Have a game plan.
Yes.
Have an intent. So again, the recent networking event I went into, I knew that I wanted to connect with people that had an understanding and knowledge about business funding, business credit, people that were looking for lenders, people that were looking to borrow. And so my conversations, at least my initial conversations, led into that, because now I'm trying to acquire from you whether or not we make a good fit or a good connection. So I just wanted to share that.
Definitely. And I think also as introverts, right? When I network, I would always network trying to get something, right? So I'm going there to get a job, or I'm going there to get something. And I remember asking one of my aunts, I was like, so how do you network? Like, what is it? And I remember her telling me, well, when you network, you're just networking to get to know the person without any expectation in return. And I was like, oh, you know, I was like, oh, that's not how I network. But that has been such a gem that, you know, I think, you know, because, you know, the middle class and job, and you're always trying to get something, is very, I think it's different. It's more enjoyable for me when I'm just going to meet people and, you know, meet people who are like-minded. So I don't get so much, you know, on the task. And I'm telling you, my networking events have come out so much more better. Like, I have genuine connections because I'm out there I don't have at the forefront of my mind, what am I coming here to get? I'm like, who am I coming here to meet, right? And those are the best conversations and the best connections and how you build relationships. And so I think in the corporate world, right, there's always a task that you're trying to do and bring value. But I think in naturally as human beings, we're made for relationships and connections, and out of those connections, then we produce outcomes.
Yeah. One of the things that I would say too or suggest is when you're networking, take something to write with. Take a writing instrument. One of the things that I enjoy using is a digital recorder. Because what I can do, and I just maybe put it in my coat pocket or something like that, or even in my pants pocket, because what it allows me to do is it allows me to go back and listen to the audio, because sometimes there's something that can be said that you may not capture in that moment, but when you hit a replay, and it may not have to do anything about business.
Right.
It may just have to do with the integrity of the person, the character of the person, and it's so profound that it makes you want to continue, like you say, develop that relationship.
Yeah.
Now, relationship capital for wealth creators, they'll tell you all the time, that's probably one of the
Yeah.
greatest pieces of capital, greatest pieces of real estate that you can have is relationship capital, relationship real estate, rather than actual tangible currency. But one of the things too with networking too is don't, just because somebody may not say something in the moment of the event, don't let that go over your head, right? Capture as much as you can,
Right.
because sometimes it's not about what you acquire in the moment, it's about that back end and what you may be able to remember that you learn from somebody or acquire from somebody in conversation on the back end. And something may come up and you're like, oh yeah, I met that barber at the networking event,
Right.
or this chef or this real estate investor. Now, I wasn't interested in real estate at the time, but now that time has transpired and now I have other relationships and we're having other conversations, I can pull from that moment now to make a connection. And if you do it the right way, it can possibly benefit you financially by doing so.
Absolutely. And I think, I think in corporate America, we missed the relational piece. And there's layers to that because, as people of color, how we move and are perceived in corporate America is a little different, And so I know I've just learned that two things. One, I've really seen things grow out of relationships more than let me just achieve this task, right? You never know where that funding is going to go, or you're having a conversation and something down the line occurs. I have learned it will all work itself out. Like, you don't have to force it, right? Have purpose, have intention, but you don't have to force it. I would say the second thing I want to make sure I make a point of is the reason why we're talking about networking is because we're talking about wealth creation, and you're going to have to get in different rooms. Listen, anybody knows me, I love my high school buddies. I love my college crew. Shout out to the PV crew. I love my church family, and I love my family. But they cannot teach me how to build wealth. They don't have the opportunities for investment. And I had to get in different rooms with a different crowd of people in order to learn how to invest, in order to learn about real estate, and in order to learn wealth. And so that's one of the reasons why we're bringing this to you, because you have to get into a different room. I know, listen, nobody's more nostalgic than me. One of my friends said, you have so many circle of friends, right? But I now have friends who are wealthy, who can teach me about investing, who, I just had a collaboration with a group of investors because we're in, the real estate market is extremely expensive and slow. And we were talking about, hey, what are other avenues to make money in real estate right now other than just residential? So those are the two things I just wanted to bring up, like really focus on the relationship, and also you're going to have to get in different circles.
Yeah, so hey, for all you introverts out there, hey, if we can do it, you can too.
Yes.
All right, so with that being said, Cynthia, go ahead and take us on home.
All right, guys, so thank you for joining us. Thank you for just going on this journey with us. It is our hope and our prayer that there's something that's being said that's pricking your brain, that's making you curious, changing, the path of how you think, expanding your mind as the middle class, just in how you use money, how to create wealth. You are not, tied to, working till you're 65, right? And if you do want to work till 65, how do you make the most of that, of the money that you're making to create wealth? So I hope we have said something that has encouraged you or helped you. I know networking has been tough for me, but I'm much better at it than I used to be. So I hope for all you guys out there that don't like to network, I hope this has helped you. And with that being said, Lonzie and I will see you next week.
Take care.
Bye.